Here's your weekly SunStar Baguio Newsbits. A look at this week's headlines. Health worker tests positive for COVID. PMA welcomes plebes. Miners' Day eyed on Sundays. Operation of all PUJs sought. Virtual festivals studied. Online classes eyed in Baguio. DSWD readies for typhoon season. And bikes at Session Road studied. And for the details. At least 17 healthcare workers have been infected by coronavirus disease out of the 53 cases in the Cordillera region. This report from Jonathan Yanes.
Dr. Amelita Pangilinan, Regional Director of the Department of Health Cordillera, said, of the 17 health workers, 16 are hospital employees with the lone administrative staff. Majority are nurses with 6, followed by 4 doctors, 2 nursing assistants, 2 ambulance drivers, a midwife, a data encoder, and a program coordinator.
While on the healthcare side, we have a total already of 17 confirmed cases, where 16 are hospital employees and 1 is a health office administrative staff. Majority are nurses, so 6 na. This is 31%, followed by 4 physicians, which is 25%, 2 nursing attendants, 2 ambulance drivers, 1 midwife, and 1 data encoder, and 1 nutrition program coordinator. So far, we have no deaths among the healthcare workers group.
The latest case of infection is a 38-year-old male nurse of the Baguio General Hospital and Medical Center, with the results out on June 2 and is now admitted at the BGHMC isolation facility. As of Thursday, 53 confirmed cases in the region have been recorded, with 8 patients from Baguio, Benguet, and Apayao currently admitted. Meanwhile, validation process of COVID-19 has sped up significantly over the past week as a result of the increased testing and efforts to close the testing backlog. The health official reminded the public to strictly adhere to the minimum health standards being imposed by the government in line with the region's transition to modified general community quarantine. Jonathan Llanes, SunStar Baguio.
Incoming cadets of the Philippine Military Academy will first undergo RT-PCR testing and mandatory quarantine as part of the existing COVID-19 guidelines before entering the academy. This report from Loren Alimondo.
Academy officials said it is processing the safe arrival of 350 incoming cadets of Class 2024 in Baguio City, following a directive for them to report to the several Unified Command headquarters nationwide starting May 31, for them to undergo a 14-day quarantine. The military institution added medical clearance will be needed before an incoming cadet can enter the academy. Those tested negative for coronavirus RT-PCR swabbing will be cleared for travel, while those testing positive will remain under quarantine and other related protocols inside the camps. Upon arrival in the academy, the Class 2024 will be segregated from the rest of the members of the Cadet Corps of the Armed Forces of the Philippines while undergoing training. Navy Captain Cheryl Tindog, PMA spokesperson, said the traditional reception rites will still be closed to the public. More than 33,000 took the entrance exams for Class 2024, where 350 made it to the final cut. Lauren Alimondo, SunStar Baguio.
City Councilor Michael Lawana is asking for a Sunday day out for minors. This report from Maria Elena Catahan.
The Association of Barangay Councils president said it will be healthy for minors to go out with guardians during Sundays, as they have also been inside their homes for months because of the quarantine restrictions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Lawana, in a resolution, asked minors to be allowed to go out of their homes, provided they are accompanied by guardians, and follow health protocols in social distancing, wearing of face masks, and hand sanitation. The city official added, mental health of the adolescents is also being taken into consideration, and added a day out for them during Sundays will do good. Sunday is still declared as a lockdown day for the city public market, but essential shops in the city's central business district are allowed to open. The resolution was approved during this week's regular session, but will need the final approval and an executive order from the city mayor's office to take effect. Maria Elena Catahan, SunStar Baguio.
All public utility jeepneys must be allowed to resume operations and regain their livelihood, a Benguet official said. During the Provincial Interagency Task Force meeting, Benguet board member and lawyer Juan Nazaro on Monday asked the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board Cordillera to allow PUJs to resume operations. With some public utility jeepneys allowed to operate with reduced passenger capacity in Baguio City and Benguet, the legislator pinpointed that it is unfair for PUJs not given special permits while others are able to be back on the road and earn a living. Nazaro suggested special permits should be given to all those with franchise, while the Municipal Planning and Development Office will arrange their schedule to ply during specific days within the week. During the meeting, LTFRB CAR Regional Director Lalaine Sobremonte admitted difficulty to conduct rotation on the PUJs, considering the total number of units not only in Benguet but also in Baguio, citing the city requires all of them to be given special permits. There are more than 1,000 PUJ units for Benguet and more than 4,000 in the summer capital. For Baguio City, more than 500 PUJs with LTFRB special permits will be allowed to operate, while an additional 258 units were also endorsed to the agency. LTFRB CAR added, as of May 26, at least 81 units are authorized to operate in La Trinidad. Sobremonte added, municipal planning development officers will again convene to discuss the concerns raised during the meeting and look into the scheme for a win-win situation. Baguio City Tourism Office Head Alec Mapalo said the city is looking into new practices on how to implement traditional programs like festivals when the city adopts the new normal. Maria Elena Catahan returns.
Mapalo said after the Panagbanga Festival was cancelled, the Creative Festival in November is being eyed as the first activity on a virtual platform. The city wants to pursue the festival as it features the cultural identity of Baguio, as well as crafts which catapulted the city into the UNESCO Creative Cities Network. The tourism officer stated the city is studying potential platforms for selling crafts and artworks and to expand capabilities to allow e-commerce, which will be launched in the supposed creative event in November. Plans for the festival include pre-recorded performances and craft-making videos. Mapalo added, under the new normal, the city will be adopting a challenge as to the number of visitors allowed into the city is being faced. Maria Elena Catahan, SunStar Baguio.
Schools in Baguio City is set to adopt online education this coming school year to prevent the possible spread of COVID-19. Jonathan Llanes returns.
The Department of Education will now focus on its Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan or LCP, DepEd Commons, and Oplan Brigada Eskwela and Balik Eskwela Framework and Action Plan. Carol Verano, DepEd Baguio City School Superintendent, said technical modalities will be used by the Education Department in the city until such time that a face-to-face system of learning will be allowed by the department. Another is the asynchronous module where instructions will be given through the internet like email, messenger, and others. The use of flash drives and CDs downloaded not needing simultaneous teaching but instead a differentiated learning allowing students to learn at their own pace. The Department of Education is eyeing partnership with local radio and television stations and other available media in the promotion and provision of learning options, and the printing of self-learning modules for distance learning to deliver the basic education curriculum in time of the COVID-19. Among the earlier problems seen by DepEd is the inaccessibility of information technology-based equipment aside from weak internet connection. Jonathan Llanes, SunStar Baguio.
In preparation for the coming typhoon season, the Department of Social Welfare and Development Cordillera has pre-positioned food and non-food items in designated food hubs in the region. This report from Joven Peralta.
Social Welfare and Development Regional Director Leo Quintilla explained, aside from the department's operational response for the COVID-19 pandemic, Additional food and non-food items have been placed in storage facilities in the region for immediate distribution in cases of calamities and disasters. He said the agency still has 3 million pesos quick response fund which the department can use in case of disaster. At present, the SWD car has an available 13,000 family food packs scattered in all food hubs in the region as part of the COVID-19 response. Quintilla added this will be stockpiled for the typhoon season while awaiting on when the Weather Bureau Pag-asa will declare the start of the rainy season. Joven Peralta, SunStar Baguio.
Baguio City Councilor Benny Bomogao said the city government is studying the possibility of allowing bikes in Session Road. This report from Jeannie Cole Cortez.
The city official who shares the Committee on Transportation and Traffic legislation said proposals for the use of bike lanes was discussed during the meeting on June 5 to review calls for the use of bikes as well as to designate areas for the two-wheeled mode of transport. Previously, a resolution asking to use bicycles in times of the pandemic was proposed by Councilor Maylenia Renon in a bid to keep people mobile while mass transportation is unavailable. Ordinance 66, the law banning bikes at Session Road crafted in 1948, prohibits motorcycles and tricycles from roads and was amended in 1965. Jim Ward of the Daily Cycle Movement has been trying to convince the City Council to amend the ordinance for the past decade. Session Road is the only road in the city where bikes are banned, but according to Ward, the road plays an important part in accessibility as well as the perception of motorists and people to the cycling community. Jeannie Cole Cortez, SunStar Baguio.
And that's your weekly SunStar Baguio Newsbits. For more updates, visit us at our website and our official social media accounts. Till next weekend, this is Conway Copas reminding you to grab an e-copy of SunStar Baguio, the only daily newspaper in Northern Luzon.